beat the Senators. Earlier in the year, Philadelphia stoked a 5-2 victory at the Civic Center. And when they clashed the one time in Philadelphia, again it was the Flyers by the count of 4-1. Down time for the Flyers as they've lost 6 games in a row and would like to get rolling this week with a victory over Rick Bonus's club. So stay tuned as it's Lindros and the Flyers against the Ottawa Senators coming up next. Lindros running all alone, shoots, score! Holy cow, did he blow it past it? And Lindros is in, goes directly, shoots, score! A quick shot, score! Here's Cardinal going in on a breakaway. He's in, shoots, and Connors was beaten completely. Behind the net, centers off the skate, shot, score! It's David, this one is over. From the frigid nation's capital of Canada, Ottawa, tonight live from the Civic Center, it's the Philadelphia Flyers and the Ottawa Senators. Good evening, Gene Hart. Third meeting of 4 between these two clubs. The Flyers have won the previous 2, but Gary, it's 0 outside, and the Flyers have been just as cold on the ice, facing their first ever 7-game losing string, which has put the team and Terry Simpson on the line.
Well, Jim, of course, prior to the All-Star game, the Flyers were entrenched in 5th spot. Everything was looking very well for them, and all of a sudden you have a tough schedule, and the games keep mounting up. They lost 2 overtime goals, and so this is a very tenuous time for the Philadelphia Flyers, and the main man, the guy that's got to get things rolling is Terry Simpson. Now, I've talked to a lot of the players, and they say it's not Simpson's fault. We have a system out there. We are just not playing the system the way we're supposed to. There are breakdowns, mental breakdowns. We're running around. It's a panic situation, so it's regrouping time. And then, of course, Gene, there's the talk about Simpson. He's got to show more emotion. He's got to get excited, wave his arms, yell at people, yell at officials. But if you can remember Fred Shearer when we won Stanley Cups, I mean, Freddie didn't say boo. He was very quiet, very reserved, and he just got the job done. So animation is not the answer. It's just getting the players to play hard.
Flyer goaltending has been adequate, but it's up to Dominic Roussel tonight against the lowest scoring club in the NHL to come up with a big game.
Well, Coach Rick Bonus of the Ottawa Senators said all the teams are beating up on Ottawa when they come in here, when they go on the road. But the main man right now, when you have a struggling team, is your goaltender. I mean, he can bail guys out time and time again. And because Dominic Roussel is really a focused type of guy, he concentrates the day of the game, really getting his act together and being prepared to play. And I wonder if it's a coincidence that Bernie Perron is also on this trip to pay special attention to the goaltending situation.
Flyers have made a roster change, bringing up Bob Wilkie from Hershey, another defenseman with a scoring touch.
Well, if you're playing in the minors and you do well in the minors, you would think that you get the opportunity to play in the National Hockey League, and that's exactly what has transpired for Bob Wilkie. He has done the job in Hershey in the American Hockey League. He's registered points. He's been a key guy offensively. He can play defense. What better time to bring him up and say, all right, can you play in the National Hockey League? We will find out.
The #1 overall pick, Alexander Day, got all the publicity, but it's Alexei Yashin who's drawn all of the raves for Ottawa this year.
Not only from a lot of people, but from us, Gene. This Yashin, he can play. I mean, he is a dynamite player, stick handling, skating, and when you're a struggling team, you have to build around rookies and draft picks, and that's exactly what the Ottawa Senators are doing. So Yashin is a type of player that you build your team around, and he's excited the fans here, he's excited management, and from the start of the season to now, there is marked improvement in his play.
Sibling rivalry tonight. Gordy Dineen of the Senators against Philadelphia's Kevin Dineen.
And mark my word, just because they're brothers doesn't mean that they're going to let up on each other, and it's always interesting to see when brothers collide, what will happen? Will the sparks fly? I think tonight they will.
I would think so, and I would hope so. Flyers, Ottawa Senators from Ottawa coming up next.
And now, ladies and
Tonight's Flyer-Senator game is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this? By your local McDonald's restaurant. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today. By your local Chevrolet Geo dealer, who invites you to see all the new Chevy cars for 1994. By Pepsi, be young, have fun, drink Pepsi. By Meridian Bank, the official bank of the Flyers. And by Texaco System 3 gasoline. In every grade, System 3 helps make a difference in your car's performance.
It's This Old House Week on Married with Children.
Why did we buy a house with only one bathroom?
Because all the houses in our price range are on fire.
5 days of fun around Casa Bundy.
God, it smells like ham in here.
From the roof to the basement, the Bundys just love their house.
What does that toilet have that I don't?
Good job.
Don't miss This Old House on Married with Children.
Weeknights on PHL 17.
U.S. Healthcare. Sometimes the best medicine of all is a good laugh.
With these in my ears, I can't hear. Look, you tried yourself now. See that? Can you hear anything? What? Can you hear me? You can't hear anything, can you? How can I hear if you're going to put these in my ears like that? I mean, after all, I can't hear if you've got them on my ears. Huh? I don't know what it is with you. All other husbands have their wives behind them. Napoleon had Josephine behind him. George Washington had Martha behind him. Mark Antony had Cleopatra behind him. What have I got behind me? Don't you dare!
Oh, hold me closer. Closer. Closer.
If I hold you any closer, I'll be in back of you.
To Don, this gift is from Jackie. Oh golly, oh shucks. I hope that you like it. It costs $40.
U.S. Healthcare. A health plan for living.
Good dates give you an eyeful. Good. But bad dates give you an earful.
Don't you even say no. If you did it, don't mess with it, man.
Love Connection. Good's great, but bad's better.
Weeknights at 11 and 11:30 on PHL 17.
Tonight's Flyers game is brought to you in part by U.S. Healthcare. U.S. Healthcare, a health plan for living. And by Pizza Hut. Try our new white or old-style red Neapolitan pizzas. A large one, just $3.99 with a purchase of any large or medium pizza.
Dominic Roussel gets the start, making his fourth straight for the Philadelphia Flyers in the 2 games versus Ottawa. He's won both. He took over for Soderstrom after the first period, October the 27th. For the Ottawa Senators, making his first start, the rookie, Madeley. He's appearing in his 25th game, his first against the Philadelphia Flyers, probably due to the fact that Billington is 1-7.
Referee is Dan Maruelli, working his first Philadelphia game in the regular season with Pierre Champeau and Jerry Pateman, the linesman. All right, Lindros, Recchi, and Grinberg, along with Galley and McGill. It is Troy Millette on the left. On the right side, Scott Levens, and centered by veteran Mark Lamb. Defensively, Gordy Dineen, former #1 Flyer pick, Garen Rumble. Flyers chip in. Dineen, whose brother Kevin the Flyer captain, both will be our guests during intermission.
It didn't take long for Lindros to throw the first check.
There's a play in, and Lindbergh is shot just wide. Back along the near boards. Gordy Dineen, 1981 #2 pick for the New York Islanders. Been around the league with New York and Minnesota and up and down from the International League. Second full year here. There's forechecking Troy Millette. There's a giveaway. Taken away from Yashin. Out through at center ice. Lindros through. Veronic over the line. Drop. Galley with a drive. And that was smothered. Troy Millette, former Ranger, Edmonton Oilers, Jersey Devil, carries it up the middle. Norm MacGyver on his right. Puck broken up, taken back in offside by Alexei Yashin.
The Senators would like to welcome a special group.
Now you can tell that Simpson's work is cut out for him, trying to get things on track for the Philadelphia Flyers. But, you know, if the team works hard as a team rather than individuals, you know, I think a lot can be accomplished. And, you know, when you're on a losing streak, things seem to tighten up a lot And if the guys can play loose, that's easier said than done. Just play for one another.
Well, Captain Kevin Dineen is out there. Philadelphia trying to chip it out of the zone. Brindamore. We're going to find out at intermission once during a game when Kevin Dineen lost his pants. Madeley around to the near side. Racine picks it off. Tied up by Norm McIver. Brindamore in. Takes a bump on that side from Brad Lauer. And there's Kerry Huffman. That's right, early in the season, he didn't dress against Philadelphia for Quebec. Picked up on waivers by the Ottawa Senators. He said he was happy to be out of Quebec, Gary. Primarily, the comment was they seem to be so disorganized there. Veronic back after sitting out with the shoulder injury. Tied up by Huffman. Brindamore battles McIver. Oh, right up the slot. Wilkie. One shot. Goal! Bob Wilkie in 1:54 seconds of NHL play with his first shot as a defenseman has scored.
He looked like a seasoned veteran on that stuff. He just picked up that perfect pass, just waltzed in, uncontested, and grabbed the puck, Bob. Watch this for a heads-up play. Nobody watches him, but let's give points to Kevin Dineen. He got himself positioned in front of the net. What an excellent play. And you can see that number 38, Ruzicka, who came back with him, he didn't do anything to get Dineen out of there.
There's a whole group in the lower corner to our right up in arms. They are 90 Hershey Bear fans who saw Bob Wilkie play in Hamilton. There's Eklund back into the corner to foul. All alone in front for a moment is Fedek, and he's going to pick up a penalty. Fedek on the delayed call. It's McBain down that left side. Alexander Dagan, we get the offside and now the call. But the fans came on from Hamilton to here to see the Flyers, and then they're going on to Cornwall tomorrow to see the Bears. So 90 Bear fans were here tonight to salute Bob Wilkie.
Well, there's a case in point, Gene, that if you work hard in the minors, you hope that you're going to get an opportunity in the National Hockey League, and you saw the takedown by Brent Fedek. And we have an extra penalty called against number 61, Turgeon of Ottawa, so that was an even up. And that play happened as the play was going into the Flyer end of the ice.
So Fedek picks it up at 2:10. On that goal, Wilkie number 1 from Brindamore and Veronic at 1:54. And then Turgeon picks up 2 for holding the stick, which wipes out a possible power play for Ottawa. For Fedek on the air, 35 minutes. For Turgeon, 19 minutes. They'll skate 4 apiece. Recchi right out in front, picked off, but not cleared by Daig. Point shot, and Madeley grabs that one off Yuskevich.
Well, Yuskevich is suffering from the flu. He did not practice this morning, but he's in the lineup. And so far, Wilkie, early in this game, is on his second shift. There's Madeley, and he's played exceptionally well for this hockey club. You remember, the Ottawa Senators get a lot of shots directed at them. The coaching staff we talked to this morning said that they are doing a better job defensively, and a lot of it has to do what they're doing in the offensive zone. They're not coughing up that puck as much, hanging on to it, and consequently you don't spend as much time in your own zone.
We mentioned he was an offensive defenseman, Wilkie. Had 7 goals, 45 assists for 52 points and a half a season at Hershey. Flyers coming out of the corner. Recchi, but that's Mark Lamb. Gets in center ice, Bob Wilkie.
Well, we must admit that the first goal is so important for the Flyers. It's been a while since they've done it. So let's see what they can do from here on in.
The only other Flyer I can ever recall scoring earlier in his rookie game was Al Hill. He scored in the first half minute in a night when he had 5 points, which still stands as a record for a rookie in his first game in the NHL. It came at the Spectrum against St. Louis. Yuskevich ties up his man. Norm McIver trying to get out, but it's taken off by Recchi. Finds Galley at center ice. He wanted to chip in deep and does get a break as it bounces through Lamb. Philadelphia brings out Renberg now along with Lindros, Recchi, McGill, and Galley. Steal. Here comes Renberg down that left side. Wanted to hit Lindros, but Darren Rumble picked it off. 2 former number 1 picks for the Flyers in the Ottawa lineup. Kerry Huffman, number 2, and Darren Rumble, both defensemen wearing the 34. Lindros. Renberg, who hasn't scored in a while. Tied up in there by Gordy Dineen. Gordy played, of course, in the league, and so did Kevin and Peter. Sean and Jerry, and the father played in the NHL, so it's quite an illustrious hockey family, the Denines. And Bill, of course, coached the Flyers last year and is their scout this season.
So far, it's been complete control by the Flyers. They've had the puck. The Ottawa Senators doing all the chasing.
Lost puck. Up for grabs. We've got McVeigh in there along with Yashin, and the Flyers get it out of trouble. That's Kerry Huffman. Ekman comes out on the ice, off the bench, and steals the puck, and backhands it through.
Interesting with Kerry Huffman. He goes from the press box to playing regular with Ottawa, power play, regular play, shorthanded situations. Looks like a dream come true.
Flyers clearing. They've got Eklund on with Faust and Fennick. Zettler on the right, 26 with Ibrahim. Flyers steal. Faust. Eklund, who works standing back there, right out in front, and was blocked by Madeley's stick as Fennick was picked up by Sylvain Turgeon. Penalties are over. Turgeon out, along with Fennick, and the team's at full strength. We have early play at Ottawa. Flyers have the game's only goal.
There's only one beer with pure refreshment written all over it. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft and MGD Light. Why so many people are getting out of the old and into the cold.
The 94 Chevrolet Camaro for just $13,399. What can compare? A 3.4-liter V6, fuel injection, 5-speed, dual airbag, 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, AM/FM stereo with cassette, a 3-year 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, just $13,399.
How about this 94 Camaro? It's just like this one, but this one's mine. 94 Camaro for $13,399? There's no comparison. And they're at your local Chevy Geo dealer now.
Hey, my friends, call Flyer Fan Phone, brought to you by Bell Atlantic Mobile for the latest team information 24 hours a day, every day. Dial 215-551-1111 or the pound key, FAN, from your Bell Atlantic mobile cellular phone. 1-0 Philadelphia, an electrifying rookie debut goal by defenseman Bob Wilkie from Brindamore and Baranek at 1:54. Both teams had concurrent penalties. The team survived the 4-on-4. We still have 15 minutes to play. Yuskevich gets the drawback, angles for the open net. He's got Baranek with a shot right on. And right there was Brindamore trying to cause havoc in front and was tied up by Alexander Digg, number 91. How do you transport yourself in frozen Ottawa? Well, thanks to the frozen Rideau Canal. That's right, a canal. They skate throughout the day and the night, and it creates a picture postcard view. They even punch holes in the ice to bring water up in order to resurface this canal which circles the city. And a lot of the Flyer extra players and the 3 coaches, including the radio analyst Steve Coates, left the building today in a uniform, covered up their faces, and skated 2 miles back to the hotel. I mean, they just don't do it for pleasure. They do it for exercise and also to get to work. The Rideau Canal. The great city, Ottawa. Often we only see it when it's ice cold, but nation's capital along the St. Lawrence. I guess midway, Gary, between Toronto and Montreal.
Yeah, Rick Bowness understands the situation here in Ottawa. Teams are beating up on them, and you have to stay positive as a coach all the time and try to get the work ethic out of each and every player, and just hope as the draft continues over the years that you're going to pick up quality players. Well, they've got a good start with Yashin and Digg.
Philadelphia, the Brindamore line out with Baranek and Deneen. There's a break. Yep. Down the left side, Digg to Turgeon. Boom. Turgeon buried by Yuskevich. Trouble with Ottawa, every mistake is so costly because they don't score much. They only have 62 goals, Gary, in 29 home games, just a shade over 2. And there's a giveaway at the point. Shaw right on. And kick save by Roussel. And so every error is magnified when it results in a goal, particularly an early one by Wilkie.
Well, what's important is when you're playing against a team that does not score very many goals, they concentrate on defense. So if you can score a goal early on them that gets them out of that defensive mode, then they have to open up.
Right, that's McIver back 22 with Kerry Huffman, and up front they go Yashin 19, Dave McElwain, who wears the 17, and Eugene Davidov, who was with Winnipeg, then the Florida and picked up here by Ottawa. Outlet pass knocked down by McIver. Oh, there's going to be a penalty, I believe, against Lindros for a slash for taking the skates out from under McIver. It's called a trip, so we will have our first legitimate power play of the evening. Lindros with 65 minutes on the air, and the penalty comes at 6:22.
That seemed like a very weak call from our vantage point. There's a scrum along the boards, but number 88 gets the call. That's the only penalty. So Eric, who has gone 2 games without a point, and only, I think the longest he's ever gone in his career is 3 games. Now let's look at it right along the boards as the scrum and McIver goes down. Marelli signifies the penalty. And so we look at a power play unit of the Ottawa Senators that has really struggled this season, and for obvious reasons.
They're 24th overall against Philadelphia in the 2 previous games. They are 2-4-9, which means 2 out of the 3 goals that they've scored, Gary, have come on the advantage. Terjean left, Daig right, with Andy McBain at center. I spent a decade with Winnipeg and then to Vancouver, and comes here. And defensively, they have Yashin, their other big scorer, on the left, and McIver. A bad plus-minus, but a great offensive defenseman with the puck.
Well, you know, you have a lot of confidence in a forward when you can put him back on defense on the point in the power play, but Yashin has figured in all 3 of the goals for the Ottawa Senators, so you have to pay some attention to him.
They have yet this year, Gary, to score an even-strength goal against Philadelphia. 2 power play and 1 shorthanded. Al Conroy doing the Petsky forechecking is out with Tippett. They've got Galley on the left, Yuskevich on the right. Minute and a half left on the Lindros penalty. 1-0 Philadelphia. Down that left side, Yashin. Daig back along. They've got it set up well with a shot. And there was the rebound, but the Flyers had the slot well covered, and Tippett unloads.
Now that's where you want the shots to originate. That's almost against the boards, far circle. And, you know, if your goaltender has position and an angle, you're not going to score from there. And Dominic Roussel did exactly that.
The guy they call Rosie, Vladimir Ruzichka, former Edmonton Oiler, had that huge year one year with 40 goals plus at Boston. He's wearing 38. Remains on with Yashin. That's Ruzichka, who's a goal scorer. He has it in the corner. Philadelphia out there with Yassine. There's a play in front, and it was dropped by Roussel but cleared out of the way. Zettler with Racine. Now they go back, winding up Yashin right on. Rebound was right there for a second, but this time Zettler unloaded it.
Now, so far the rebounds have been there, but it's the Flyers that are controlling the rebounds and not the Ottawa Senators.
20 seconds on the power play. Mark Lamb, as Fedek is out now with Eklund, Yuskevich, and Galley. Solon at center ice. There's a break by Fedek, looking to go in shorthanded. Backhand shot, and just wide. 8 seconds, 5 left. Looks like the Flyers have survived this one. Madeley tapping his stick on the ice is out of the box now for Philadelphia. Comes Eric Lindros at center ice. Yuskevich waits, finds his man Eklund over the line. Wide left. Lindros there, but couldn't handle it as he looked first for the shot before the control of the puck. Dave McElwain is on now, along with Scott Levins and Brad Lauer. Many of you remember Brad Lauer as a first-round pick in the mid-'80s of the New York Islanders. Dave McElwain, well-traveled around the league with Pittsburgh, among others. Galley, second leading defensive scorer in the league. Into Recchi, right in front. Lindros didn't get it all, although he was set up well. And now Davidov comes up through at center ice to Shaw, to Lauer. Taken out of the play nicely by Galley. And then Racine wraps it around for Lindros. Recchi, 3-on-3. Drop, but nobody there except the back checking of Dave McElwain. Comes out and drops back in. Darren Rumble with the puck. We have 10:35 remaining first period. Flyers scored in the first shot of the game. Bob Wilkie's first NHL shift, shot and goal. Davidov penetrates. Look out, there's a steal. And escapes. John Heward. Looked like he might be set up with an opportunity shot. Racine. Brindamore broken down offside, Philadelphia. We've had a minimal of whistles halfway through the first period, and the Flyers with the game's only goal.
Just say hello to Meridian.
This is the new Ford Explorer. Nice. It has four-wheel drive and a remote keyless entry system. So does this new Chevy Blazer. Explorer has air conditioning and AM/FM stereo plus cassette. So does Chevy Blazer. The Explorer is a solid value. For value, Blazer has a larger gas tank, bigger engine, more horsepower, and a greater towing capacity. Plus anti-lock brakes on all four wheels. Not to mention a solid $2,700 savings. Compared to Blazer, Explorer isn't such a big deal. So visit your local Chevy Geo dealer.
Spectrum 2 is happening, my friends, and here's your chance to experience comfort, prestige, and the excitement of Spectrum 2 from a Flyers Club box seat and much more. Call 215-389-9500. That's 215-389-9500. Dave, down that left wing side with the speed. Flyers cleared around. Turgeon had it for a moment. Number 1 pick, second overall by the Hartford Whalers, then traded to the Devils. Then to Montreal, and then picked up in the expansion drafts. Now, Denis lost the stick, goes to pick it up. Shaw goes down in front as Boronik missed the shot. Turning out of the corner is Dennis Vial. Defenseman rolls it to the blue line. Flyers in possession, then lose it. Get it back. Nice little move by Denis. Oh, there's going to be a penalty on the far side to Andy McBain for pulling down Boronik for tripping. McBain goes off. The penalties are even at 2. He has 39 minutes on the year. First Flyer power play coming up, Gary.
Now Kevin Dineen is off to a good start in the game, as are all the Flyers, as they're playing very aggressively, good forechecking. There's number 20, McBain, that hauled down Boronik right at the blue line. You know, he didn't get good position, had to haul him down, but so far Boronik, who has gone 13 games without a goal, he's missed the last 3 games because of the shoulder injury, has had a good first period thus far. And again, you look at Rick Bowness hollering instructions at his players. Wilkie is playing the point in the power play.
McDonald's power play payoff starts tonight at $225, and our first contestant from Orfield, Pennsylvania, Walter Steinmacher. And Walter, if they score, $225 jackpot plus all the other goodies. Philadelphia against Ottawa, just 1 for 7 in the 2 previous games on the power play. The Senators, last in the league on penalty killing. Recchi, Lindros, Boronik, along with Wilkie at the left point. You get the power play when you score on your first shot. It's wound in. Up front, Lauer and Lamb. At the back line, they've got Dineen and Rumble. Galley with a one-timer, and that hit Lindros in the shin pad right in front.
Yeah, they want you to get in front of the net, and then the puck sails around your waist. Now, if Lindros could have gotten out of the way of that one, that might have given Mabley a lot of trouble.
Flyers in the first game here moved out by the second period 3-0. Then the shorthanded goal by Yashin, a power play goal, and just like that it was 3-2. But then Butsayev, and then an empty net goal by Brindamore sewed it up. Oh, look at that. Galley threw a screen, but it went wide as Lindros was right on the doorstep. Wilkie into the corner, blocked off, taken off by Philadelphia, and lost and cleared by McElwain.
Now, the next goal is so very important. You know, you don't want to give the Ottawa Senators a lot of confidence here at home, because it doesn't take much to get them going in the right direction.
40 seconds on the advantage. Boronik, who assisted along with Brindamore on the Wilkie goal, shoots it in. Vial wants to unload. Stripped to the puck. Taken into the corner by Galley. Boronik. They've got Yashin out there. Whoop, there's a hard check. Flyers try to control. Up for grabs and cleared out. Down went Dineen as he fell over the form of Ottawa captain David Shaw. There's a giveaway. Bad one by Brindamore. Shot. Save. Rebound. Went wide, and that was by Alexander Daig.
It was interesting when Dominic Roussel set up, he left the 5-hole open. Daig shot at that, and Dominic closed it up in a hurry. Good save.
Flyers at the side of the penalty. Over Dineen in front, whacked at it just as the penalty expired. Now the Flyers back to the point. Yuskevich, that's blocked in front. Picked off by Brindamore. Shot, that's blocked in front. And those Senators did a nice job of putting a wall in front of Madeley. Down that left side, Boronik, 50-footer. That's blocked off by Shaw, and he ices it. That's going to be a stoppage of play, and that the penalty had long ago expired. Up, they're waving it off. Yuskevich. Pass blocked at center ice. Up, going down heavily on that far side was Davidov. There's Faust up the middle. Shot. That by Fedek, and that hit off the glass. Flyers are getting shots, but then not too many clear ones. They're putting a good wall up in front. Point shot by Racine. That's blocked. Eklund behind the net. Nobody there except McIver. He's checked by Fettig. Davidoff kicks it out to the line. Flyers keeping it in. Good forechecking by Philadelphia. Big check by Faust. Breaks it free in front. Fettig whacks at it once, twice, and Bailey keeps it away. So with 6:23 remaining in the first period in Ottawa, the Flyers still have the only goal.
Here's the new Toyota Corolla. Looks like the new Geo Prism. Haven't we done this before? The Prism has a 1.6-liter 16-valve engine and fuel injection. Same here. That's because they came off the same assembly line. 5-speed or optional automatic? Uh-huh. Dual airbag? Dual airbags. So what's the difference? Prism comes with GM's 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty and roadside assistance for, guess what? About 800 less. Yikes. So hurry to your local Chevy Geo dealer, where twice as many people chose Prism last year as the year before.
Hello, Amco man.
That was Zsa Zsa and Amco's first commercial almost 30 years ago. Since then, hundreds of commercials told you Amco fixes any problem coast to coast. At Amco, there's no monkeying around. The toughest transmission jobs are better than fixed. They're like new. Amco, America's #1 transmission specialist for 30 years. We earn America's trust thousands of times every day.
Happy anniversary, Amco.
Amco, AA MCO.
Well, an errant pass by the Flyers really set up Daig on this play. Watch right at center ice there, and Daig just moves right in. I want you to focus on the positioning of Dominic Roussel. He was out in a challenging position. There really wasn't anything to shoot for except that 5-hole, and boy, did Dominic ever close that up in a hurry.
Well, at the end of that play, the referee, Dan Maruelli, called a pair of penalties, and again sending off Turgeon of Ottawa and Philadelphia's Fettig for common infraction. Both times we've had coincidental minors together. They've been to those players. Turgeon 21 minutes, Fettig 37 minutes. The penalty's even at 3, and for the second time, they'll skate at 4 apiece. The penalty calls are for roughing at 13:37. Checking over my book, Gary, this has not been a happy balance for Philadelphia when they play 4-on-4. They've scored 5 goals in this situation, but have allowed 10. Recchi at center ice. Over. Shot. Oh, just wide. It was there. Radlauer tied up. Tentative. Taken off by Brindamore, but the only man in the slot was Norm McIver. Bucks it up the middle, coming along with Daig and Lauer. Daig for the net. He's there. Shot. Oh, rebound by Lauer. Center Lauer there. One-timer save.
How about those for 2 saves?
We get a penalty.
You know, sometimes, Gene, when in a 4-on-4 situation, you want your offensive players on the ice because there's more skating room, but sometimes your offensive players are not your best defensive players, which can result in goals against.
Now the Flyers are up against it now. Recchi gets 2 for cross-checking Lauer on the follow-up to that shot, and it will give the Ottawa Senators a 4-on-3 edge for the next 1 minute and 15.
You can see Daig use good eye-hand coordination, knock the puck out of the air and get a good chance. And then Dominic Roussel just made an excellent pad save on the follow-up shot.
Recchi 22 minutes on the year. Get Flyers 4, the Game 7 penalties. And Ottawa, with its second power play of the game, they are now 2 for 10 against Philadelphia. But this is a significantly more difficult one, 4 against 3. They'll put out Andy McBain at center. Daig on the left, his 19 counterpart on the right, Yashin and Norm McIver. Philadelphia, Lindros, Galley, and Yuskevich. Important draw, and it's won by Ottawa. McIver, straight away. Look at this shot by Yashin. Oh, just wide. Not a slap shot, but the typical Russian style, a good hard wrister. McIver, Yashin again. That time a wrister, and it's grabbed by goaltenders Roussel, and right on the doorstep was McBain.
Well, it's a tough situation for Lindros because he has to position himself between the 2 defensemen, and if you favor one side, whichever defenseman gets the puck, he has a lot of time to tee it up. Hey, look at 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. Did you notice how Dominic Roussel went in front of the man trying to screen him. Good play. When you're deep in your net, the deflection takes over, and a lot of times the goaltender has no chance. So Dominic moved out to take that deflection away.
Turgeon of Ottawa, Philadelphia's fetting out another 57 seconds. The penalty to Recchi. Runs now a minute 35, and the Flyers take off a little of the heat. They have Tippett out now. Galley left, Yuskevich right. McBain, Yashin with the puck, Daig, and on the near side, McIver. Penetration blocked by Tippett, but was kept in by Yashin. Shot, score! No goal. Leave it off. It was kicked in front by McBain, and that will not count.
I believe there's a man in the crease also. Now there was no hesitation there as the sign "Go Senators Go" goes up, and we're going to get another look at it. Again, look in front of the net. There's McBain. He's already in the net and kicked the feet from Dominic Roussel. Now this will be a good shot at it because this is the way the goaltender sees it. So they gave the announcement in French. Actually, the puck went in the net before the feet were kicked out. But still, it was very clear that there's a man in the crease. Rick Bowness feels that somebody put him in the crease.
Ian Sandercock is right across the way in the replay booth at the Civic Center. Well, Dan Maruelli was very, very definitive. And again, remember, if he said no goal, if they went to replay, it would have to be definitively clear without doubt that it wasn't kicked in. And
that was Dominic, or Yuskevich, wasn't it, that was involved in the man in the crease. Now, McBain went in the crease, and then Yuskevich took him. So you can't win the argument, that's for sure. But, you know, during the course of the year, those breaks really even themselves out. You can recall the game in Edmonton where a goal was counted and we felt it wasn't in.
Shepard, who's having a magnificent year, and he's really on a streak, his 39th goal tonight, and assisted on one by Steve Yzerman. 2-0 Detroit at home against Vancouver. St. Louis is at home to Winnipeg. The Islanders are at home to Buffalo, and Quebec, on a goal by Scott Young, lead the Boston Bruins at Le Colisée.
What was the call? It was made in French, and I couldn't understand that.
Directed in with the foot. 25 seconds left on the 4-on-3 for the Senators. McBain tied up, iced by Tippett, who remains on with Galley, and now Rob Zettler. Turgeon, Ottawa, Philadelphia's FedEx set to come out in 15 seconds. And then the Ottawas will have a 5-on-4 for 43, the time remaining on the Recchi call. Jam in, kept it along that far side. Now we're going to have another penalty. Looks like Galley's going to go off for boarding, but that will have to be a delay penalty since the Flyers already have 2 men off the ice. So the Flyers in control of the game now all of a sudden have gotten themselves in penalty trouble.
Galley's probably wondering what in the world is going on. I mean, this game is supposed to be, you're allowed to hit players, and that's as good a takeout as you can get, and the call is charging. Could be one of those nights again where my hairs stand up on edge.
Right, since the Flyers have 2 men in the box, the penalty can't start for 3 seconds, and then Fedek can't come out because the Flyers still have to have 2 men off the ice. Comes at 15:34. They call that a board.
Now, I'm sure if the man was on his skates, there would have been no call, but because he was on his knees, Maruelli whistled Galley off.
Now let me explain what happens. It's now 4-on-3. In 3 seconds, Turgeon can come out of the penalty box. Fedek can't, so the Ottawa Senators will have a 5-on-3 from that juncture for 43 seconds until Recchi's penalty is over.
So you need a whistle.
Now Turgeon is out. It is now a 5-on-3. Philadelphia this year has been wonderful in this situation. They've killed, McIver all the way in, but he's stoned by Roussel. He's that good, and he saw the opening and took it. Now, Fedek can come out now. There's 38 seconds remaining on the Recchi penalty, 1:51 on the Galley, so the Flyers have a 2-man disadvantage to kill for that time remaining on the recce call. Galley 64 minutes on the air. Flyers now with 3 penalties in a minute, 2 minutes or so, and they've gotten 5 of the first period's 8. Dig. Hey, by the way, be here Friday at 7:30 when the Flyers take on the Detroit Red Wings. We'll play the home teams only on PHL 17. Turgeon on the right, Davidoff on the left, with Yashin taking the face off, and that'll be Daig as Yashin is thrown out with McIver. Philadelphia, Zettler, Yuskevich, and Brindamore around to the near side. Now, can Zettler make a play? Yes, he gets it out, and here comes Brindamore. He's got a 2-man short-handed breakaway in, and he was hooked from behind and lost the shot and then knocked down. Oh my, wouldn't that have been a corker? Now here come the Senators back. Lost puck. Turning is Zettler, and he gets it out of the zone. Recce will be on in 12 seconds. It's dumped in. Zettler has a play. Taken away, but it's cleared near side, and Yuskevich can name the tune, and the Flyers survive.
A good penalty killing by the Flyers in your 2-man advantage, but a good shift by Brindamore. Even though he didn't get a shot on net, it took a lot of time off the clock.
There's another steal by Recce. Over the line. Shoots, and they lead the save. There's a minute left on the Galley penalty. The Flyers now held the Ottawa Senators 2 for 2. And here comes Yashin. Soft pass blocked, and Ruzicka into the zone. Offside as Lamb had it bounce off a stick. He went in. The puck came in after him. Well, when you don't have a lot of offensive punch, just one 20-goal scorer, you don't have offense to attack. 49 seconds on the Galley penalty.
Well, there's one guy, number 19, that provides the Senators with a lot of offense. And every category for a rookie, goals, assists, and points, he leads. But here's Brindamore. He turned Yashin inside out. But then Yashin, because of his tremendous speed, was able to come back and break up that play. So good play by Brindamore and an equally good play by Yashin. Much the hit that Recce took from Alexander Daig after the shot. That's finishing your check.
Well, after that early start by Philadelphia, all the penalties have turned the shots around. 9-5 for Ottawa. In the chase. That's in that corner. Zettler along with Conroy, Racine, and Tippett. Lamb got Kerry Huffman at one side with Shaw. Shaw, one-timer. Grabbed and fallen on by Roussel as Zettler jams Andy McBain into the net. Captain Mark Lamb.
Well, because the Ottawa Senators have smaller forwards, you know, this is a good matchup for the Flyers because they can handle the guys in front of the net. And as you notice on that shot from Shaw, there is no screen set up because both Racine and Zettler just move people away.
24 seconds, the Galley penalty, 2:47 in the first period. Racine in discussion with Zettler, and now they have Lindros with Brindamore, 2 face-off men. McBain is there, along with Huard and Lamb. They go Shaw at the left side, Kerry Huffman at the right. They win the draw back to Huffman. Shot, right on. Roussel covered that one, and then you see Lamb was buried by Rob Zettler.
Well, that's what Zettler will bring to the Flyers. You know, you're 6'2", over 200 pounds. You can take care of some of those forwards, and of course Lamb, about 5'5", you should be able to knock him on the seat of his pants. But Dominic has looked good. The Flyers have run into penalties, and they're getting an excellent performance from Dominic Roussel.
Brindamore will take it against Mark Lamb. 18 seconds on the Galley penalty. The linesman is Jerry Bateman, born in The Hague, the Netherlands, and his family emigrated to Canada. Back to Shaw. Right-handed shot into the corner. Andy McBain. Back from Lamb to Shaw, over to the right side. Up and toward the net. Open net, the inside score!
Well, it was a power play goal for the Ottawa Senators. So I guess if you get enough power play, sooner or later, you're going to be rewarded. Watch the puck get moved around, and here again it's a rebound. It actually hits the shin pad or the pad of Ruzicka and bounces right to Lamb. So the puck from the point never did reach Dominic Roussel. You know, sometimes you get good bounces. Ottawa did theirs. Came right to Lamb, and he made no mistake.
Mark Lamb's 11th goal is 4th on the power play. Should be from Huffman and Rosie Ruzicka. Well, an opportunity bounce off a pad, not a clean shot past Roussel, and had no opportunity to make a play on it. So after all that huffing and puffing, the Flyers are right back. Oh, Lindros there! Shot! Oh, where is it? And Medley sat on it, and it's in the net.
I thought it was between his pads. I don't think it ever went over the line.
Well, the Flyers tried to make something out of it. Late first period action from Ottawa, tied at 1.
And now the KIZ weather. Hot, hot, and hot. We have unconfirmed reports of people actually evaporating as a result of spontaneous combustion.
They say the only way to avoid combusting is by drinking unusually large amounts of ice-cold Pepsi. Well, that just goes to show you shouldn't believe everything you hear on the radio.
And that's the weather on KIZ Radio.
Well, this is an unusually large amount of Pepsi.
Y'all keep cool now.
The 94 Chevrolet Camaro for just $13,399. What can compare? A 3.4-liter V6, fuel injection, 5-speed, dual airbag, 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, AM/FM stereo with cassette, a 3-year 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, just $13,399.
How about this 94 Camaro? It's just like this one, but this one's mine. 94 Camaro for $13,399. There's no comparison. And they're at your local Chevy Geo dealer now.
Well, the big guy with a black jacket, that's Eric's father, Carl. He sees his son going by Rumble, trying to put it through the 5-hole.
Now the whole goaltender is in the net. Just the edge of his pad is sitting on the line.
Now the red light didn't go on.
Well, nobody could see the puck from that side.
And the referee was in the corner, so he couldn't really see it.
Boy, there's a shot that hit the referee Marielli in the back and a dump out by Brad Lauer, and the Flyers get an offensive circle faceoff. Shots the game, 12-5 Ottawa.
Well, a lot of the shots, in fact, the majority of them came on the power play by Ottawa. And the Lindros-Renberg-Recchi line back intact, and I'm sure Simpson will leave that line together.
Less than 2 minutes remaining first period. The 1 goal by Philadelphia. Bob Wilkie, first shift, first shot. At 1:54, a goal from Brindamore and Baranek. Lindros in the corner. Now Renberg over here finds Recchi. Recchi looks towards Lindros through a skate. Lindros looks to Renberg, shot, score! Michael Renberg finally puts it home for number 21. And for the big guy, Gary, that's his first goal since January 13th against Boston at home.
Well, he's got 9 games, and of course, he's in a battle for Rookie of the Year honors, and it all resulted from a face-off. But the guy that made it possible is Lindros because of his strength. Look at that, he can't get the puck away from him, and he just leaves it there for Renberg. You could see that Madeley was moving. He really did not establish position. Here's a good look at it. Watch him open up the legs now. He's moving across, and Renberg makes no mistake. Big, big goal for the Flyers.
Lindros and Recchi should get the assist on Renberg's 21st. There's a break. Turgeon one-on-one against the knee. Shoots! Got a rolling puck and hit it right on the button. So the 2 goals, the tying goal by the Senators and Philadelphia's goal came 44 seconds apart. Philadelphia scored on 2 of its 6 shots in the game. That's McGill to Gelly. Madeley grabs as we're in the last minute of play in the first period. Eugene Davidoff gets past the stick check of Eckel. Now they got McLean all the way in. McElwain shoots, save, and we're going to have another penalty. And it's probably Eberstein for hooking in another Ottawa power play.
That's probably a good penalty to take. because that was home free. Look at that pass right up the seam. And number 17 for the Ottawa Senators, McIlwain, it's his first game back after a shoulder injury. He had missed 16 games. And he fought off the hook to get a shot on net. So it's been a steady parade to the penalty box for the Flyers. Ottawa has one power play goal thus far.
We're seeing 26 minutes on the air. Flyers with 4 penalties over the last 6 minutes of the first period. The Senators on their 4th power play. The Flyers have had none. They're 1 for 3 on the night, 3 for 12 on the year. They've scored 4 goals, 3 power play, 1 shorthanded. Yashin. McIver, Yashin in that far corner. That's Mark Lamb. He's got McIlwain in the corner and Davidoff floating around in front. Philadelphia with Lindros. Oh, now that's set up, and then Lamb fans on the shot. Zettler is back with Galley, and up front, Tippett with Lindros. McIlwain in front. Oh, right there with a chance to get a whack at it was Yashin, but didn't connect. Then the Flyers try to tap it down. No control to Yashin. We've got 12 seconds in the period. Toward the net, steered away, but right on the doorstep. They whack at it. Cleared back to the point. They're going to have to shoot quickly. 2 seconds left, 1 second left. They're not going to do it in time as the shot goes wide. So Ottawa will have to carry 1 minute and 13 of the power play into the second period. At the end of 1, in freezing Ottawa, the nation's capital of Canada, it's the Flyers 2 and the Philadelphia Flyers 1 as you're watching NHL hockey on PHL 17.
Now, Dominic Roussel was the main man for the Flyers in that first period. When you run into a host of penalties and the opposition gets those shots, you rely on your goaltender, and Dominic certainly did that. So one thing that's very important, the Flyers go to the dressing room with a 2-1 lead.
Flyers Game Night is being brought to you in part by your local Quality Plus Ford dealer. Remember, 5 of the top 10 selling cars and trucks sold in America are at your local Quality Plus Ford dealer.
When a spy seduced
in the penalty box for another minute, 13 seconds. Flyers will go with Tippett, Conroy, Galley, Yuskevich. Roussel to the right, Madeley to the left, and it's Ruzicka, number 38, with Andy McBain, 20. Norm McIver, 22. Alexander Daig, 91. And Alexei Yashin, 19 at the point. Dan Marawelli, the referee. Pierre Champon, Jerry Pateman, the linesman. These two teams will meet again later on in Philadelphia in the month of March. Teams in the Northeast Division each play Philadelphia 4 times, 2 home and 2 away. We haven't mentioned this yet, Gary, but the Ottawa Senators are 0-19-2 in their play against Atlantic Division opposition. Sold it in the corner. McBain screams off Yuskevich. Back to the point. Daig puts it in, but Ruzicka can't handle it. Yuskevich wanted to find Tippett, does, and he should get it out.
They're funny bounces to these corners. You know, they're very deep, and the puck, when it hits there, just seems to stay there. It doesn't bounce out into the slot. So if the teams are dumping it in, they can really take advantage of that.
Ruzicka to Daig, trailed by McBain. And McBain overskates the drop pass, and that should do it. As it goes down alongside Madeley, retrieved by Yashin. 10 seconds on the penalty for the team. Lindros out now with Recchi, and they've got McGill on the right with Zettler. One last dash. Lamb drops off for McBain, coming with Huffman, Turgeon, and now Sean. Shaw back to the point, shot. Oh, right there on the doorstep was Andy McBain, number 20, grabbed by Roussel as Racine has eliminated himself from the penalty bench. Watch the Flyer alumni team battle the Hollywood Celebrity All-Stars in a charity game Sunday, February 20th at Hershey Park Arena. For interested people, tickets call 215-336-2000 or in the Hershey area at 717-534-3911. Are you playing in that game?
No, I'm not, but Steve Coates, you know, when he was skating on the canal today, the guys, the players made it back in 12 minutes, the coaches 15 minutes. Halfway through the skate, the paramedics grabbed Coatesy and gave him some resuscitation, so I don't know if he's ready for that Hershey game.
Well, I understand they took him out of the microwave and he thawed out pretty effectively. Flyers get it out. The 4 power plays that the Senators had in the first period really put a blunt on Philadelphia's offense, even though they scored twice. They were outshot 15-7. Outlet. Darren Rumble back on the defense along with Gordy Dineen. Here goes Troy Millette chasing Racine. Wrap around. Kicks away from Scott Levins, who started the season with Florida. And Recchi sends in, and Renberg chases. Bigly gives it away to Lindros, but he overskates, and back comes Lamb. But he overskates the puck himself, taken away, and Recchi in. Lindros, oh, he's got a man in front, shot blocked by the body of Darren Rumble. Hook to the side of that, Lindros, another shot blocked. Rumble comes out. He's got Levins on his left, Lamb on his right. The Flyers recover 3-on-3. Lamb waits toward the net looking for a screen. None is there. Then McElwain fires it off the side of the net. Flyers are late in covering the puck. And finally McGill looks and gets it up through to Galley. To Recchi. Wanted to go back. But knocked off, and out comes Davidoff.
Recchi's got to shoot the puck in. The Flyers are in a line change, and by not shooting it in, they get caught, and it allows Ottawa to get into the zone.
Look out. Play at the side of that. Vial who can shoot. He had a man all alone in front on mark. That was Dave McElwain, with the Flyers block it and get it up through. They look for Veronic. It comes with Brindamore. Stolen. McElwain ices, but they say a Flyer had a play. Yashin's progress is thwarted by Galley. That allows McGill to get it to Galley. Back the other way to the open Veronic on his left wing. Brindamore with Dineen, 2-on-2. There's another block.
Never seen so many shots or passes blocked by Ottawa.
Seems like every rush, the puck just does not get through.
Vial, the Yashin, to Davidoff. And Flyers don't get it out as it's blocked by the referee.
It's either the Ottawa Senators that block it or the officials.
Veronic coming against Dennis Vial, number 21. Just runs into a wall. But following it up in the corner, that's Bob Wilkie. Oh, beautiful setup to Fedek. Shot blocked, rebound, shot wide, and it was there for Veronic, who also has been in a long 13-game goal drought, but it was hanging for him there. Day storms up the middle. Huffman on his left, trailed by Turgeon and McBain offside. We played 3:57 into a scoreless second period, and the Flyers maintain a 2-1 lead.
Three Miller Genuine Drafts.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. The cold one. For those who've discovered its smooth draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
The new generation of clean gasoline. Where has it come from? It's come from a company technologically advanced, trusted for developing the highest quality gasolines for your car. From people who believe it's possible to clean more vital engine parts for lower emissions, the highest performance, the best mileage. Look for the new generation of clean gasoline. Where has it come from? It's come from a star.
Now, right now, Eric Lindros is resting. He has an assist, but let's just focus on Lindros and pick him up and watch how the Ottawa Senators handle him. You know, I talked to Rick Bowness today, and he felt there isn't anybody on our team strong enough to take him. We want to take away his wings. In other words, the coverage against Recchi and Renberg has to be there.
Sellout crowd, 10,700 and change, and it'll be the home of the Senators until their new Palladium is built. 18,500 seats. In an area, I understand, 20-minute drive from the Flyers. Steal, play in front to Recchi. That was set up on the near side by Philadelphia's Faust, and Eklund was the play at the side of the net. Turgeon stopped, and Kerry Huffman. What a story. Gary, in '87, he made his debut getting called out of his high school near Toronto on a Wednesday afternoon. He thought he had gotten into some kind of trouble, and the principal said, pack your bags, Philadelphia wants you. So from high school on a Wednesday afternoon in Canada, he made his NHL debut, shot by Lindros, against the Edmonton Oilers the next night. And he still talks about that as a grand and glorious event.
And of course, things went a little downhill for Kerry Huffman. No, but now he's got a chance to play regular, even though it's for a team that's just in a rebuilding process. There's the giveaway. Watch how quickly Lindros reacts to getting the puck and shooting it, and also Madeley. I mean, he was searching, and then he established his position and just threw out that glove hand.
Madeley, Lake Superior College, and is sort of the forgotten man here with
let's see, the rookies seem to be taking over in the goaltending department. He's third among NHL rookie goaltenders, playing his 25th game, only 25 years old, his second year as a pro. That's a tough situation to come into.
Lindros to Gelly. Oh, look at that setup. Brenberg shot, and Recchi was pushed into the goal mouth, and there's going to be a penalty, I believe, against Brent Levens. Or Scott Levens make that.
Again, from the draw, Lindros has had some problems with the face-off, so this time Recchi takes it and wins it. Look at the in front of the net. I wonder if we can just pick it up. And Recchi actually has a hold of the stick. But number 34, Rumble, is the one that gets the call. So a golden opportunity for the Philadelphia Flyers. They've had their problems with a power play on the road. You know, at home, they've certainly been able to do the job, but on the road, they're 25th in the league with only 16 power plays, and that works out to 15.2%, so that's an area that they would certainly like to improve on.
Well, on the Ottawa's fourth penalty of the evening, the Flyers get their first power play. After the trip to McBain in the first period, they're 0 for 1 on the evening, and they're 1 for 8 against the Senators. Back to the point, we have the McDonald's power play payoff, and our contestant this time for $250 is Hugh Murray Sr. of Westchester, Pennsylvania. And Hugh, if the Flyers score, you'll get the jackpot and all the other goodies. You're also eligible for the giant payoff. Shot in, save, and Lamb is able to get it out.
Another good play by Wilkie, just wristing it at the net. The deflection was there. And again, another good save by Madeley. He's played a pretty strong game.
Shaw, Vial, McElwain, and Lauer, the penalty killers. Renberg on the dump in, gives it away. Just throw it blindly in the slot, and the only one there was Lauer, who comes back with McElwain. In, Wilkie will chase Lauer into the corner. Tied up, breaks away from the check, but then Galley takes it and starts out. Here comes Recchi. Minute left on the power play. 2-1 Philadelphia. Lindros takes the bump from Vial. They cheer, but he held the puck and made the play. Then he gets it out back to Recchi. Galley. Recchi, bad pass. Too long a distance.
Here's another penalty coming up. Let them touch it. Racine, give it to Ottawa.
Roussel doesn't see it yet,
Give it
so
to
the
him.
Flyers are wasting time. Roussel still doesn't see it. Now he sees it. Flyers in front of the net. Shot. Madeley covers that, so after a belated read of that, the Flyers will have a two-man advantage for 34 seconds. Make that now 29 seconds.
The reason we say that is that you don't want to kill off the first penalty, so as soon as the penalty is called, somebody yell at a player. There's the cross-check from behind to give the puck to the Senators. Because the longer the play goes on, you're just killing off the first penalty. And I know Recchi was yelling at Racine to give him the puck, and he didn't respond.
Gary, that sets a kind of a precedent. Tell me the last time you remember a penalty called against something done to Eric Lindros.
Oh. Well, players on other teams have had their fun with him. They've hooked and grabbed and clutched, and because he's a big guy and doesn't always go down, a lot of players get away scot-free. At that time, the cross-check to the back put Lindros on the ice, and Flyers, two-man advantage.
Flyers are 3 for 11 on the year when they go 5 against 3. Lamb, Gordy Dineen, and Huffman. Philadelphia, Brindamore, Lindros, Recchi, Galley, and Wilkie. Flyers have the two-man edge for another 20 seconds. Bad pass, cross ice. The Flyers get a break as they keep it in. You got a 5-on-3. Nobody should pick a pass off. Is that an accurate statement, Mr. Dornhofer?
Well, the cross-ice passes just don't work. You have to make it short and get a lot of motion going. See, move around. Everybody's standing still.
Now Wilkie looking for a goal, and there's another blocked shot. Unbelievable.
You know, you have to work 2-on-1s against the man at the top of the triangle.
Now in this power play, Mark Scepter going for $275. Mark Scepter from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Flyers to Recchi, had to kick it into the corner. Look out, Brindamore to Wilkie, to Galley. Side of the net, tip, and Recchi didn't angle it right, and then Huffman fell on the puck behind the net. Boy, that's as close to a deliberate stoppage as the players you can get without a penalty. Minute 5 left on the call to Dennis Viel.
And you know what, you would think that when those cross-ice passes don't work, that you try something different. But you saw Recchi on that play from Galley getting himself in a position where he could deflect it. That's when Huffman covered up with the glove, actually pushing it under his shin pad. But if you have motion and you use short passes to construct plays, but if you're standing still, it makes it easy for the defending team. They just let you pass the puck around the perimeter.
Still 2-1 Philadelphia. They have a power play for 65 seconds. Veronik, Dineen with Brindamore, Racine, and Yuskevich. That's Racine. 3 of his 4 goals on the power play. Up front, McBain. Shot, save, no second shot. McElwain whistles it down. Now Yashin comes out to replace McBain. Remember here in the first game, he had a shorthanded goal in the second period for Ottawa. Brindamore sneaks through a weak check by McElwain, and then gives it right away to the player. Here comes Yashin, one-on-one against Yuskevich. Russian against Russian, and the Flyer wins that one-on-one.
A good play by Dimitri, and you wonder how much stamina he has, again, battling the flu.
25 seconds on the power play. Dineen, short side wide. Toward the net, Dineen tapped away, and out to center ice with 15 seconds. Lamb up front with Yashin, and they go Shaw now with McIver. Flyers still without a dynamic offense. Been held at 10 shots. Their penalties have helped thwart their offense, but they've not been able to get too many at the net at Manley. Steal! Shot! As they're standing around, coming in off the point was Vial to rip that one in on Roussel. Teams at full strength. Vial coming out of the penalty box to make that play. And Dineen gets it out, and Veronik over skates, drops off. Dineen over the line, wants to go through himself, does partially, but without control. Shaw behind the net, double team, but gets it up to Lamb, and out come the Senators. Silva and Turgeon on that left wing. Shot up into the end seats off the stick of Ryan McGill. We've played 8:57 into a scoreless second period. 2-1 Philadelphia.
Just say hello to Meridian.
Here are just a few of the ways you can get the Meridian advantage. The Meridian advantage.
Just say hello.
A whole new way to bank that's really very 90s.
Meridian, just say hello.
Don't even think about it.
Tomorrow at 8, Londo is seduced by a Centauri slave who wants information that could destroy him on Babylon 5, only on PHL 17. Turgeon left, Daig right with Andy McBain.
Now Coach Simpson going entirely with 3 lines. The 4th unit has not hit the ice.
Fedek, Faust, Eklund along with McGill and Galley. Played out by McIver, and flying down that right side is Alexander Daig. To Turgeon, shot smothered. Faust, overskated it, wasn't sure. That's a careless giveaway. And Eklund shovels it up, and Faust got it out of the zone and was spun around by Kerry Huffman. Ottawa. The only expansion club that ever came into the National League already with 8 Stanley Cup banners up in the ceiling, Gary. The original Ottawa Senators. 2-on-1 Philadelphia. If they get found, Faust. But Eklund was stripped of the puck by Hoffman. The original Senators won the Cup in 1904, 1905, 1911, 1927, 1923, 1921, and 1920. And I was born. Not a bad history to come into a building. Get a high stick violation against the Senators.
Well, now the Senators are on a rebuilding program, and the Philadelphia Flyers are trying to get out of this horrendous slump. You know, we said at the top of the show, things were looking very good just prior to the All-Star game. And then the 6-game losing streak, a lot of teams have passed the Flyers, and now it's catch-up time. And when you face a team like Ottawa, because everybody else has been beating them, you know, it's important that you do the same thing.
Lindros, Recchi, Renberg, Wilkie on the left with Yushkevich. Mark Lamb is the centerman with Scott Levens on the right. Defensively, Rumble and Deneen. Yushkevich toward the net. Renberg with a backhander. Might have been better suited to feed to the right wing for Lindros, but that's easier said when you're up here.
Well, we can see a lot of mistakes, Gene. Of course, you know, on the ice, as Bob Johnson, the late Bob Johnson used to say, you read a play and then you react. Right now, Eric's father, Carl, is intently watching his son play. You ought to see him hit a golf ball, Carl. Oh. I mean, he hits it a long way, sometimes 3 fairways to the right or to the left, but he hits it a long way.
That's a big family in every stretch of that word. Flyers, as pressure was put on Wilkie away from Millette, shoveled by Rumble into the neutral zone. Well, after the Flyers dominated the first 10 minutes, they led only 1-0, but then picked up a series of penalties that gave Ottawa 4 first-period power plays, and they've not been able to get the offensive rhythm back yet. Wilkie, nice drop pass. Recchi to the side of the net, shot over the top by Renberg. Now, a month or 2 ago, that would have been home, Gary.
Flyers just are not sharp, Gene, around the net, finishing the plays. You know, the chances have been there.
Renberg again. Nice feed, but Recchi cut inside. The puck went wide right. Taken off by Dave McElwain. Now breaking through his Levens. We got another Flyer penalty coming up. Madeley goes to the bench, and now the call made, and the Senators will have their 5th power play of the night. And we'll just have to wait and see against whom the call is made.
Now, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this? I think it's Dimitri. We're still waiting. Nobody has gone to the bench. Or is it a bench minor? Too many men on the ice?
Well, it comes at 11:02. The Flyers' first second-period penalty, and Veronic's going over there.
Or was somebody from the bench hollering at Morelli? We don't know. We'll wait for the call.
But it does give the Senators their 5th power play. They're 1 for 4 on the night, 3 for 14 against it. You know, it's funny, Gary, a team without a lot of firepower nonetheless comes into tonight's game with 40 more power play opportunities than Philadelphia. McBain, as we still haven't had the penalty call. McBain, Turgeon 61 on the left. He wore 16 through his career, couldn't have it here, and so that's why he has 61. Here's the penalty. All right, too many men, a bench minor. For the Flyers, it is their 8th such bench minor. Turgeon challenged it nicely by Rob Zettler to smother that play. Tip it there well with Conway and Galley. Day to McIver. Well wide. And it rebounds into that corner.
See, the puck just does not come around the corner at all. It just stays there.
Day was pulled down. He's got the puck now. Now they're trying to draw out Conway. They do, and then Turgeon fumbles it. Round behind, taken off by Zutler, wants to find Tippett, and does. Philadelphia with 7 of the game's 12 penalties. Shots in the game, 19-12 for Ottawa. 5-4 Philadelphia in this period, but still has 8.5 minutes to run. Yashin, bad play. Galley strips it away. He's got a short-handed break. He winds up, shoots, and Haley got that left glove knee high out.
Galley ran out of angle that time.
Yeah, he does have a short-handed goal, Gary, on the year. One of the 8 by Philadelphia. Penetration. Yashin, the Huffman. Shot at the side of the net with Rosie Ruzicka. Big. Yashin in there. Ruzicka. Now off comes McElwain, and on comes Levens. A shot. Oh, Scott Levens was there and missed the side of the net. Nobody saw him coming off the bench. Brindamore, Deneen, Yuskevich, and Racine. Up. Shot. Score!
Now celebration here in Ottawa, and another power play goal. Keep an eye on Yashin as he takes the pass. Boy, I'll tell you what, do the Ottawa Senators ever jam up the front of the net? So you've got 2 Senators and 2 Flyers. You got 4 guys to look through a screen. You can see Dominic looking through the screen. It hits him in the shoulder and trickles over the line. And the penalties have taken their toll against the Flyers.
Well, Ottawa now has scored 5 goals against Philadelphia, 4 power play and 1 shorthanded. Number 24 for Yashin. And Lamb. And Ruzicka. Ruzicka's 2nd assist, and he's only been used primarily on the power play. Flyers coming out. While all has been said about Flyers' defense and blunders in their own zone, their offense still has been short-circuited.
There's just not the intensity there that's required. Come on, they're playing the Ottawa Senators, for goodness sakes.
Recchi steals. Flyers aggressively forecheck. In front, nobody there. Back to Galley. One-timer, and that was a whole block. Yuskevich. Recchi. There's a bad pass. See, they're not well directed from the skilled players. Troy Millette. And in last game here, the Senators battled the Montreal Canadiens before losing 4-3. See now, Moronic tried to feed to the far side to Recchi, and there was no traffic opening there to do that.
Gene, that's about the 8th time that the Flyers have tried those rink-wide passes when you got to put it through 3 guys, and those plays just do not work in the National Hockey League.
Moronic, now they overskated by Gelly on the near side. It was open from the knee.
You know, that's where guys yelling, hollering for the puck can really help.
We got a hand pass now. Moronic in there. A little discussion with Dennis Vial. Well, the Flyers have taken 2 leads, and the power play has cost them both times from Ottawa. We're tied at 2.
The new generation of clean gasoline. Where has it come from? It's come from a company technologically advanced, trusted for developing the highest quality gasolines for your car. From people who believe it's possible to clean more vital engine parts for lower emissions, the highest performance, the best mileage. Look for the new generation of clean gasoline. Where has it come from? It's come from a star.
Come on, push yourself. Put your heart into it. Be tough.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
More feeling.
I'm not gonna pay a lot for this muffler.
Now that I'm in the Meineke corner, if anyone says you have to pay a lot to get high-quality muffler service, you know what to tell them.
I am not going to pay a lot for this muffler.
By George, I think he's got it.
Now more than ever, at Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
Spectrum 2 is happening, and here's a chance to experience comfort, prestige, and the excitement of Spectrum 2 from a Flyers club box seat. much more there. So call 215-389-9500. 215-389-9500. A Flyers club box seat at Spectrum 2.
I guess a good way to explain it, Gene, is you skate 200 feet to get it in the Ottawa zone, and when you give it away, that means you have to come all the way back in your zone and try it all over again. So that's why you want to hang on to that puck, use a little discipline, but don't throw it in that slot blindly.
So thus far this season, the Senators have only been able to stay close to Philadelphia thanks to special teams. They've yet, and this is the third game to get an even strength goal. 2-on-1. There's Brindamore, shoots, and he's stoned. He's not getting any breaks now. To the far side, open man in front. Pass was late to Dineen, and that was picked up then by Viel. Out to the near side, chopped down by Gelly, sends in, and Brindamore comes off really winded. That should be an ice. We'll get a break with 4:41 remaining, second period tied at 2. Flyers are home to the Florida Panthers on Thursday night, then off to Detroit on Friday, back Sunday afternoon at the Spectrum with Pittsburgh before making their one California trip of the year.
Well, against the lower teams in the standings, you expect to get those 2-on-1, 3-on-1 breaks. Brindamore did exactly that. He had a break with Beranek. Elected to shoot, which was a good play, and the puck just went sailing over the net.
Right, Fedek and Faust centered by Eklund along with Zettler and Racine. Zettler has it, shot, and that went over the right shoulder of Madeley, and he never saw it, but it didn't hit the net. Nice play by Philadelphia to keep in, but again, no control of the puck, and now it's taken back the other way by Turgeon. He's checked, but the puck is not controlled. McBain fights down that right side against Faust, is taken down, and we're going to have another penalty.
That is an awful call. And I don't think Faust believes what is happening when you're checking a man, and the man drops down without much encouragement. You're going to have another look at it. Look, both guys are fighting for the puck. And McBain is actually hanging on to the stick of Faust. And again, positioning for an official is so very important. And Merueli was on the other side and didn't have the angle that we did. So number 36 sits, and Ottawa again goes to the power play.
About 4 minutes on the air, holding at 15:39. Flyers with 8 of the game's 13 penalties, and this has been the savior for the Senators. The power play, they're 2 for 5 on the night, and they are now 4 for 14 on the year against Philadelphia. Levin's left, Ruzicka with 2 assists on the 2 goals, right with Lamb, who gets it back to McIver. Yashin on the other side, he just had the power play goal from that point. He has it, shot wide of the net, kept in by Ruzicka. Philadelphia, Lindros, there's another try, and that whistled wide.
You know, there was a time when Lindros didn't miss any face-offs at all. He was on such a roll, but in this game tonight, the Ottawa Senators have had the best of it.
Philadelphia now with Conroy and Tippett. They go Galley back with Yuskevich on the left side. Alexei Yashin. The Lamb. Back to Yashin. Had trouble with it. Controlled. Great control with the feet. Yashin in the corner. Now they've got the wind-up for McIver. Lamb. One-timer. Knocked down. Rebounded by Ruzicka. And Russell had to be strong.
You know, the difference in the power plays of both teams is Ottawa makes those short passes. They don't try to force the play, where the Flyers are trying that long pass. Ruzicka actually knocked that right out of the air and then got his own rebound, and Dominic Russell again had to be very quick to smother it. Watch the plays that set up again. Ottawa just doing a fantastic job of getting men in front of the net. You can see Dominic, he has to try and look around the players to pick up that puck. That makes it very difficult for a goaltender, because you're shifting, moving the upper part of your body, and you really don't get good stability on your skates when you have to do that.
Disparity in shots as a result of 6 power plays to 3, 24-13 for Ottawa. Flyers get a break. Almost had Lindros free at center. Now up, but they didn't get it out. Now one sharp pass. That could have been a breakaway, and then I thought Jerry Pateman might have not called that correctly. I don't know if that puck came all the way out over the blue line.
It didn't.
I think Ruzicka has a complaint. But Lindros was there twice, and they couldn't get him the puck. He was home away. 2-2 the score. 3:19 left, second period. 58 seconds on the penalty to Philadelphia's Faust.
Now you can see the play right here. Now watch it. It was there inside the blue line.
Racine should be able to turn up ice and name his tune and shoots it in the seats.
Duck.
51 seconds on the power play, and the Senators will get an offensive left circle faceoff. On our scoreboard, we have Boston at Quebec leading 2-1 on goals by Smolinski and Cam Stewart. The Islanders at home against Buffalo lead 1-0 in the second. The goal by Marty McGuinness. Detroit 3, Vancouver 2. Yzerman a pair, and Shepard is 39th for the Red Wings. Jimmy Carson 7th, and Jyrki Lumi's 8th for Vancouver. St. Louis has gone up at home against Winnipeg 1-0 on a goal by Craig Janney is 15th. Later on, San Jose meets Chicago and Sacramento. Shot wide. Brad Lauer in there against Zettler. The near side. Now they steal it. Rob should hammer it out. Half minute left as Yashin circles at center ice, loses it to Lindros. Lindros holds off Yashin, takes him down, and Brindamore then in the corner has to do some rag time. Now Lindros, shot right on.
Now Lindros has been a little snake bit also, getting some good shots, but Madeley has really kept the troops in there. He hasn't faced the shots that Dominic has. But he's made the most of the situation by keeping the puck out of the net. Good, strong takeout by Lindros, and then he gets himself into a scoring position. And one-time it, but Madeley again had the angle cut down.
Well, the Flyers in a dogfight. Again, Lindros, Recchi, Yuskevich, Zettler, and that's McBain, who's out with Turgeon, Daig, along with Huffman and Shaw. Senators have 13 seconds on the power play. That's Wilkie now on the near side, trying to keep it in. Back to the point to Recchi, one-timer, and Madeley shoots it out of the rink, and that'll give the Flyers all they need. With 4 seconds left on the power play, Faust will be out. Flyers have the puck in the Ottawa zone, and they survive this, but it's still 2-2 with 2:25 left in the second period. Flyer goals, Wilkie and Renberg, Lamb and Yashin for Ottawa, both on the power play. Lindros and McBain. Pierre Champeau, the linesman. Wins that clean to Wilkie. Shot blocked in front, went wide as Lindros tried to screen. Plays it to the near side. Now out of the box comes Faust, and the Flyers do a great job. 24-15, the shots for Ottawa.
That was excellent penalty killing. Even got 2 chances to score on the play.
Turgeon down that right side. Fans, but 2 Flyers go down. There goes Daig. 8's tied up. Now finally Renberg gets the puck out and down the ice. Recchi chasing David Shaw. Bangs him hard behind the net. There goes Renberg. Now the Flyers are getting hitterish again. Little tap away by Wilkie. Flyers take it at center ice, and here comes Lindros back to Recchi with no control. Got a minute 38 left. Flyers scored. Oh, here's Turgeon with a steal. Good opportunity. Block. Flyers trying to take it in the corner, but that's Yashin. Stolen away by Lindros. Yuskevich. Recchi. And then gives it away to Turgeon. Bob Wilkie makes sure this time he gets it out off Darren Rumble's stick. The minute 10 left, second period. Flyers would hope to take a lead into that final 20 minutes. Are in a dogfight. Senators into McIlwain, all alone in front, breaking on that 1-on-1, but unable to get it back was the defenseman Rumble. Brindamore in, but weak. Gordy Dineen.
Another penalty against the Flyers.
McIlwain. Yep. Unbelievable. The trip. 7th power play coming up with 37 seconds left. Second period tied at 2.
Oh, yes, sincerely, 'cause I love you so
At 800 Flowers, we can help you romance your Valentine all weekend long. Across the street or across the country, call us and we'll make all the arrangements. 800 Flowers. Just call our name.
2 summers, 2 winters, 2 springs, 2 falls. All this, just $2.99 a month. The S-Blazer 2-year lease. Why drive an imitation when you can drive the vehicle that originated the species? Chevy S-Blazer.
Now the Flyers are digging themselves into a deeper hole here. Brindamore gets a double minor, 2 on the trip and 2 for unsportsmanlike. But he had a legitimate beef on the first one. I tell you, that was just awful. But you have to keep your cool, go to the penalty box, and hope things even out. But a good takeout by Mark Recchi against Shaw.
Brindamore, 42 minutes on the air. Flyers now with 10 of the game's 15 penalties. They've had the last 4 in this period. They had the last 4 in the first period. What it will lead to is power plays number 7 and 8 for Ottawa.
That's one way of keeping Ottawa competitive.
Stuffer attempt, all alone, shot by Yashin, and he had Russell down and missed the net. Lindros out along with Conroy. Shot. That hit somebody, and Lindros ought to be able to get it out. Wanted to play it to himself, but MacGyver read it. Got across quickly on the far side. Slowed down by Lindros. Lindros plays it back in deep. We've got 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Most of the power play will have to run into the third period. So Yashin from Lamb and Ruzicka, 12:40, 2-on-1. Currently running 7 Ottawa power plays, ties the game at 2. The second period, Ottawa had 9 shots, a game total of 24. Philadelphia was able to muster 8, a game total of 15. Philadelphia with 4, the second period 6 penalties. They had 6 of the first period's 9. They've had 10 out of the 15, and so they're going to have to kill 3 minutes and 23 seconds to start the third period, tied at 2.
Well, the Achilles heel for the Flyers right now is the penalties, and some of them were certainly deserving, but others were very questionable. And that's given the Ottawa Senators life. And Dineen right now, as the players go to the bench, is talking to Mariueli as the captain. Is trying to find out what in the world is going on. But again, an uphill battle for the Flyers to come up with a solid effort in the third period.
Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Proceeds benefiting older Pennsylvanians. At the end of 2, it's the Flyers 2 and the Ottawa Senators 2 as you watch NHL hockey.
Hey, this is Mel Toxic from 103.9 WDRE, Philly's Modern Rock. We're joining PHL 17 and Barks Root Beer to send you on a Bundy Jamaica getaway.
Heidi, Heidi, Heidi ho!
Watch Married with Children weeknights at 6:30 and 7 for your chance to call in and win a Bundy prize pack and qualify to win a trip. Winners will fly Air Jamaica and spend 5 days and 4 nights at Hedonism 2 in beautiful Negril, Jamaica. So watch Married with Children and win with Barks Root Beer, WDRE, and PHL 17.
Okay, luge competition or bowling? Luge.
Bowling.
Okay, we'll watch bowling.
Miller Lite presents Luge Bowling. Boy, is he fast.
He better be, Bob, because here come those bowling balls.
Brought to you by Miller Lite. If you can combine great taste with less filling, you can combine anything.
He's got the angle. Oh, no, it's a 7-10 split.
Oh, nice pickup.
Great taste, less filling. Can your baby do this?
For high-quality brake service, remember, now more than ever, at Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot. I guarantee it.
It will be the crown jewel in a 60-acre sports complex. It will be a state-of-the-art home for the Flyers and Sixers, almost twice as large as the Spectrum.
Inside, a new approach to service and comfort will create a spectator experience that's second to none. It will also introduce a unique concept in premium seating with an entire level devoted to luxurious club seats. It is Spectrum 2, the new arena, and it's gonna be great.
Sean Connery.
Our lunch will be done dance here.
The Name of the Rose. Tonight at midnight on PHL 17.
On the next Can We Shop starring Joan Rivers, it's Appetites of the Rich and Famous with lifestyles guru Robin Leach.
Tomorrow at 11 on PHL 17.
Those are not frozen pictures of fireworks, but they're ice sculptures, which dot the Rideau Canal here during Winter Carnival in Ottawa, where tonight we've completed 2 periods of play at the Civic Center, the Senators 2 and the Philadelphia Flyers 2. And what can you say? 7-8 power plays against 3-4, and the Flyers have been shorthanded all night.
That's right. Marawelli, this is his first game against the Flyers, and, you know, there have been a lot of marginal calls, and that certainly makes the players uptight. You know, you can't get away with anything, and again, some of the calls in the neutral zone were very, very questionable, and right now you've got a team that's struggling, and then you got to put up with that, and they have to go beyond that, Gene, now in this third period, really regroup and have a strong third period.
You know, they'll tell you that nobody handicaps the game, but you ever notice through the years, and Ottawa's a great example, they have the worst offense in the league, which means they don't have a lot of people who can put pressure on you, and yet they've had 40 more power play opportunities in Philadelphia with people like Brindamore and Recchi and Galley, and you say, do they really look and say, well, that's a poor club, give them a little help? You wouldn't think so, but the numbers belie that.
They certainly do, and it's like the comment you make. It's one way of keeping a low team competitive, but I don't know. I better watch what I say right now and not say another word, but I think it's up to the Flyers. You overcome the officiating, and then you just go and play a strong third period. The key for the Flyers, obviously, is to kill off the rest of that penalty.
3.5 minutes they have to go into the third. We're tied at 2. Making the trip, the Hall of Famer, both in Philadelphia and the NHL. Bernie Perrott will be our intermission guest coming up next on PHL 17.
Just say hello to Meridian. Just walk right up and say hello.
On, drink Pepsi. And an odd juxtaposition of climate, Gary. There's no snow in Ottawa, but there's 5 inches in Philadelphia.
Isn't that wonderful? Again, now Eric Lindros goes through the same ritual before the start of every period. He'll go against the boards and stretch out the groins and the knees. Remember, he still wears the braces. That's the exercise to stretch out the groins. And that position there, and also the back, the lower back. Every period, before the start of a period, you'll see him do this.
Right now, Marawelli, the referee, Jerry Pateman, Pierre Chapeau, the linesman, and the Flyers are short for 3 minutes and 22 seconds, the time remaining on the double-minded of Brindamore, the first for tripping, the second for unsportsmanlike. The Senators in the midst of their 7th power play, heading towards their 8th. And it's been that has kept them in the game, both of their goals tonight with the advantage. Yashin, whose goal in the second period, the only one tied it, gets past Tippett, blocked off by Dave, and he'll get it down the ice. That odd note, Gary, that we're in the 3rd game this year with Ottawa. They've yet to score an even strength goal. 1 shorthanded, 4 power play. Rosichka. Karen pass, Yashin stops, tries to protect the puck. Banged by Yuskevich, but he doesn't get it out. Corner man was Lamb. It rolls free, and that time it's Fennick who's able to drive it down. On now with Eklund, Yelly, Yuskevich.
Now, this is so important for the Flyers to kill this penalty off and then go from there. A lot of discipline and start making some good plays in the offensive zone.
Ottawa's home record, the poorest in the league. They've won only 4 times here, lost 22 and tied 3. And in those 29 games coming into tonight, they had scored but 62 goals.
Right, you can hear the fans here in Ottawa now getting on their team a little bit. They want to see some action.
All right, we are now in the second half of the double minor. Ottawa's 8th power. Look at that play by Dave. Shoots. But by the time he controlled, he was out of position with any angle, and it's cleared out by Conroy.
That's why it bodes well for this hockey club, Gene, if they can pick up guys like Alexander Daig and Yashin. They're two exciting players to watch.
Hoffman, who assisted on the first goal, blocked at center ice, chopped that by Tippett. And then as it was touched up, we have an offside against Dave McElwain with a minute 33 left on the penalties to Brindamore.
Well, there's Daig. He's gone. Only 3 goals in his last 24 games, so maybe there's a little pressure on him right now. But he showed the moves. And the question always is, when you're a young player coming in the National Hockey League, number one, can you skate with the fast players in that league? Yes, you can. Can you stick handle? Can you beat somebody one-on-one? You can do that also. The learning part is playing without the puck and the defensive aspect of the game.
And the Flyers get it out. They've got Yuskevich now with Zettler. Zettler's pointing to Davidoff, who's hanging now in the Flyer zone as a pickoff man. Turgeon. Cross ice. Flying is Brad Lauer. Wants to turn Zettler to Davidoff. Philadelphia Conroy. Tippett. Zettler and Yuskevich. Side of the net. There's a shot. Blocked. Rolls in front. They scramble and nobody can get it home. And then Yuskevich hammered, not out. But Tippett sends it down with 55 seconds on the advantage. Now Fedek is there with McGill, Eklund, and Gelly. Played out by David Shaw to Norm McIver. Rink wide. Touched. No icing. And McGill read the follow-up. No call by the goaltender Roussel and Easton.
See, once the puck is shot in, McGill knows exactly where it is. You take a quick look behind you, or Dominic Roussel will say, you've got time.
Break. Eklund is hooked. Fights off the check. McGill with a shot from the point well wide. 20 seconds left on the power play. Now they've stopped Ottawa pretty cold in this third period. Let's see if that defense gives the Flyers some offensive momentum. Lamb charges through, over skates. Philadelphia shovels it, and Lindros does the rest of the way with 5 seconds left on the power play.
Now, a job well done for the Flyers, killing that penalty to Brindamore, and he's on the ice.
Philadelphia, Kelly, Yuskevich now with Renberg, a goal scorer, Recchi, and Lindros. Play right past Galley, but Lindros is there to try to get it out, and Galley, Yuskevich, who tips it into center. The lay offside is waved off now as the Senators clear the zone. 2-2 the score. Play to Recchi. Off the skate of Lindros. Reverse pass. Recchi's got a chance to cut in front. Rebound! And the net was knocked off. So had Renberg scored, it might not have counted. We've played almost 4 minutes into a scoreless third period. Our game is tied at 2.
Let's watch both.
Miller Lite presents Full Contact Golf. Yeah! We're still on the first hole, Bob, and this is Davis teeing it up. Here's the drive. It is blocked! Brought to you by Miller Lite. If you can combine great taste with less filling, you can combine anything. Oh, he's got daylight going for the green. Here's the putt. There's the blitz. It's good! Yeah! Oh, good beer. Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this?
Hey!
What?
Look at this.
Look at what?
This can't be right. Just $1.99?
Maybe they sent us the wrong sign.
Turn it over.
Introducing McDonald's All-American Meal. Our original cheeseburger, a small order of golden fries, and small Coke at a price you won't believe.
Maybe it goes this way.
No, I don't think so.
Get McDonald's classic tastes for just $1.99.
I sure hope that's right.
Yeah, me too. I only got $2 for lunch.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's.
Probably the most illustrious alumni to play junior hockey here with the Ottawa 67s is number retired Hall of Famer Dennis Potvin. By the way, we got a little note here because of that snowstorm we talked about in Philadelphia. It was so severe in Long Island that the Islanders tonight, home to Buffalo, have had the smallest crowd in that franchise's history. Officially counted 2,966 showed up at Nassau Coliseum for the game. The Islanders lead over Buffalo 1-0.
Those are the brave ones that showed up. Well, there seems to be a problem with the net. That last play by Recchi, you know, he collided with the goaltender. A good scoring attempt. But you know what, Gene? When you look at how easily that net comes off its moorings, that's kind of a catch-22. it saves the players from serious injury, but it stops play when the goalie is out of position and there's a mad scramble. So, you know, I'm sure that a lot of goals would be scored if that net wouldn't come off the mooring so quickly.
Great history here. The original Ottawa Center is on the building to the right. 4 of the 8 Stanley Cup flags. You note the years 20, 21, 23, 27. They carried through the franchise, Gary, in Ottawa till the early 30s, and then there was a difficulty, and they said, let's move to St. Louis. We'll move there for a year and then come back when things are better. They played that year at St. Louis. They never came back to Ottawa. The St. Louis team folded, and then eventually it was brought back last year to full fruition.
Now here's the give and go. Keep an eye on Recchi because he's going to get the puck back again. Now he'll go for the net and watch the collision there. You know, players have absolutely no fear because the net, you know, the net is going to save them. But see now, if the net wouldn't come off its moorings, you got a goal by Renberg.
The goaltenders today are targets by the very necessity. There's no fear of running into them or the goal post.
Finally, Gene, there's nobody in the penalty box.
Outlet, not cleared. Remember I mentioned against the Atlantic Division, Ottawa's 0-19-2. They haven't beaten an Atlantic Division team in this building. They've lost all the games of one, and their only point here came against the New York Islanders when they tied 3-3. Stolen away and given away at center ice. Ottawa's only road point within the division came in a 5-5 tie at New York against the Island. So 2 ties against New York, 1 home and away, and 19 defeats is all the Senators have to show against the division. Veronic, weak pass. Oh, we got a break. 1 man back now. Lindros comes over the bench and really slows down Yashin. Break wide to Rumble. Then Davidov stood at the line. Did not penetrate. Rumble's pass went awry as Lindros. Flyers just having so much trouble. The pass is hitting in the skates or just off the heel of the stick, so it's difficult for them to get momentum into the zone. Recchi does. Lindros to the point. Return pass. Shot! And at a bad angle wide. Renberg into the slot. Back to Racine. He'll get a 40-footer. Score! Renberg. I think Renberg put it home.
Absolutely. That's one way of getting out of a slump, folks, is go for the net. And Renberg, you know, such a weight was lifted off his shoulders getting the first one in the first period after a long drought, and he just gets his second. But also what makes it possible is the shot is low from Racine. And when it's low, then a forward can use that deflection very effectively. Oh, it was definitely tipped. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
So the Flyers, it's been a struggle, but they've regained the lead. And now I think what's so very important is you're hungry and you have that killer instinct and you go after that next one.
Renberg's 5th multiple goal game of the year, Gary, and the last one came way back at Tampa Bay on November 27th, and it gives Philadelphia the lead. It's 24th and 5:31 from Racine, maybe another assist. And Eklund gets the other assist. So for the 3rd time, the Flyers have taken a lead tonight. Attempting to break a 6-game losing streak. We get a stoppage of play at center ice. 6 minutes gone, 3rd period. The Flyers have that lead, but by the slimmest of margins.
The new generation of clean gasoline. Where has it come from? It's come from a company technologically advanced, trusted for developing the highest quality gasolines for your car. From people who believe it's possible to clean more vital engine parts for lower emissions, the highest performance, the best mileage. Look for the new generation of clean gasoline. Where has it come from? It's come from a star.
2 summers, 2 winters, 2 springs, 2 falls. All this, just $2.99 a month. The S-Blazer 2-year lease. Why drive an imitation when you can drive the vehicle that originated the species? Chevy S Blazer.
Well, it was a quick trip to the dressing room. The skate comes off. Harry Bricker will sharpen Recky's skate. He lost the edge. And in about 2 minutes, he'll be back on the ice ready to go.
Gary, for the non-hockey player, when you lose your edge, explain what that is and how it affects the skate.
Well, when you make a turn, either right or left, depending on which side you turn on, if that edge isn't completely sharp, and it could have changed by, hitting a coin or something on the ice, and you go to turn and your skates just give out from you. So sometimes you can get rid of that with the, I forget the outfit that it's called. You can take that and get that edge going again, but most times you need to sharpen the skate, resharpen it.
They look out for Daig at center ice. Huffman back along with McIver, and now they bring out a line of Davidoff, McElwain, and Yashin. Flyers at center. Deneen tried to drop it off, but belatedly for Brindamore. Moronic, the other member of that line, forechecking, and for some reason McIver wanted a stoppage of play because he just threw it down. That's not going to be an icing, as Davidoff got there on time. I don't know if he just read that or that was a planned play, Gary, but he certainly jumped into the play action quickly enough when it appeared to be a giveaway. Look out, he's without his helmet, Davidoff. Oh, he's got a good shot right on. Result is cut to the short side. Flyers try to clear it out and do. Shots unofficially for Ottawa. That was their first shot of the third period. Drop pass, shot by Vile, blocked. Oh my. First bit of temper tonight. Yashin and Brindamore. And now McElwain jumps in and they all gather. Now one linesman is holding off Philadelphia's Deneen, and one of the linesmen is holding off a player on the far side with Brindamore's nose bleeding. I wonder if that's David Shaw over that side. No, that's Vial being held off by the linesman Pierre Champeau.
Now we had talked about Recchi losing the edge. The skate job has been done by Harry Bricker, and the skate goes back, and Recchi will not miss very much time.
You are looking at what is hockey's version of the pit stop.
You have spare skates, Gene, but you always have a favorite. You don't want to put another pair of skates on. It's probably just as easy to sharpen the one that is giving you some problems. See the scrum there. What were the three most feared words by an official? Let them go. Of course, there was a lot more fun fights in the 70s.
I also thought another great line that didn't mean much was, I'm in control. Rod Brindamore, Michigan State. Came here from St. Louis, along with Danny Quinn for Ron Sutter and Marco Mara. Skates are up. He'll be coming out to the entrance to our right. Of course, he has to wait now for a stoppage in play so he can come on to the exit way. Mark Lamb, Tippett. time you get 2/3 of the way down, there's no room for a roof. But if you board your way through from the far side, you'll be able to see Ottawa Rough Rider football. Combination building. Now they've got McVeigh now with Lindros, and they win the draw again, Senator. Screen shot, right on, and they're on the doorstep. Oh, another one! Oh, and Russell was down. McVeigh didn't know it, tried to throw it to the open side if he had gone high to let him try it again. Recchi over. Look, wanted to play through to himself. Throws it across the goal mouth. And played out by Nick to McIver. Coming down that right side. Oh, Huffman is there. And just as he went to make the play, Zimner blocked. And the net off the mooring. And what do we have here? I don't think the referee's going to call a penalty, but Ottawa saying, we have the puck. What'd you stop playing for? But he had no chance. By the way, if you're looking for more Flyers hockey at the Spectrum, Thursday, the Florida Panthers in for one of two trips. Sunday, that's coming up this Sunday. Pittsburgh in the afternoon at 1:05, and Monday afternoon, February 21, President's Day, the Canadians. And all those tickets can be had by dialing Ticketmaster at 215-336-2000.
Now the Flyers are a little careless here, and Dominic Roussel is called upon to make a couple of saves. You know, once Roussel was down, he had difficulty getting up, so he just stacked the pads. In fact, lifted the top pad about 6 inches off the ice and was able to come up with that save. That could have been a penalty because the Flyers definitely knocked the net off the Tories. It's 88.
Rugby's from on the far side. Philadelphia's Faust comes out with it. Looks for Fetting at center ice. One-on-one against McIver. Shot wide. And kicks all the way back to center ice. We have 10:41 remaining in the third period. The Flyers 3-2.
Hey! What? Oh, try! You made it too big!
Is that to make
off Clark. Flyers' next home game. Outlet, Lindros was held, but he was able to snake it into the neutral zone. Break wide. Deneen waited for Brindamore to get back. Rod chips it in. All alone in front, Boronik. They go to Brindamore. Shot blocked off by the diving form of Norm MacGyver, and here comes Turgeon with that speed. Galley tries to cut him off and does successfully, and the Flyers, McGill whips it around. We're going to get a penalty coming up. It looks like Galley is going to go off for high sticking, and so the Senators will get life with their 10th power play of the evening.
Of course, Galley saying, what about him? Did you see his play?
Galley's second penalty of the night. He had 66 minutes on the air. The Flyers have had the game, Gary. The game's last 6 penalties. They've had 10 of the last 12.
Well, you can see that Turgeon's stick was also up. It came into the face of Galley. There's a retaliation, and Galley gets the penalty, and Turgeon gets away scot-free. We've got 3:31 left to go. The Flyers nursing a 1-goal lead. Ottawa goes back to the power play.
For the second time this year, the Flyers have come to go in and kill double-figure penalties. This is the 10th. Lamb, Ruzicka on the right, assists on both of the power play goals, one by Yashin and one by Lamb. And with 3:31 left, may tell the story of the game. Lindros wins that draw. Yuskevich, who's out there, along with Racine, Lindros, and Tippett. Now Lindros goes off between Tippett and Conroy.
Conroy's done an excellent job when he's been out there. He's forced. That's what Tippett and Conroy have to do right now. Make it difficult for Ottawa to get into the zone.
Lamb, they wrap it around. They look. Ruzicka wants to cover off Zettler. Flyers battle behind the net. Lamb is pulled down. Brings the puck right to Andy McBain. In front is Ruzicka. Point. He's as skilled as he gets in that play. Lamb is right in on top. There's Ruzicka. Scores!
Well, the fans love it as the Ottawa Senators score their third power play goal, number 38, Ruzicka. But Lamb does the work here, goes at someone, seems to go towards the player, and then watches a nice little pass and a one-timer in the net. Here's another look at Lamb. When you go at a Flyer that forces an opening, and Ruzicka one-timed it past Roussel, and now this game is up for grabs.
Ruzicka's 5th of the year, 4th on the power play. Flyers have the rest of the regulation to see if they can't get that goal on the board. Dug out and set out by McMahon. This team is last in the league in killing penalties. The Flyers are just 1 for 10 in 3 games.
That's hard to understand.
And they're 24th overall, and they're 5 for 19. Well, practice makes perfect. They've had a lot of opportunities. Round to the far side, Shaw read it, then bring down. There's a foot race for it. McElwain! He's through short-handed and then couldn't handle it. Now he's left the roam in center ice. Flyers breaking free, but without possession. That's the first time tonight that the fans have appreciated the defensive play of the Senators. They've got 1 minute left in the period and on the power play. There's a steal from Recchi behind the net. Ottawa looking for just its 5th home win, and Yashin takes it away. Rink wide, and down. 45 seconds left. Look off. Lindros skate at center ice. We have 30 seconds left in regulation. Now, Brindamore, Moronic, Zadine, Kelly, and Bob Wilkie there. Flyers check behind the net. Brindamore looks. He's tied up by Gordy Zadine. Here comes Zadine. Gets it away, and out comes. Here comes Michael Lane again. He's got a step on Kelly. Kelly brings it up with the Flyers turn, but they've got 11 seconds left, and it has to be a quick thrust. They haven't had a shot yet on the power play. Into the zone. They look. Drop pass, and there's the shot. Not much to it. We come to regulation. Redburn is 22nd and second of the night from Racine at 5:31, and the Flyers nurse it till 17-13. Racine gets fifth from Lamb and Yashin to tie the game at 3 as we go into overtime.
When your life is on the line, they're gonna keep coming at you no matter where you go.
What am I gonna do?
You need more than a bodyguard. The man we got is him. You need Harper. This fool's crazy. How about it? You'll never survive. Payback time. Go. Because no matter what kind of trouble you're in, great. Everybody has guns. This is the guy who can get you out. Jack Scalia is the point man.
Saturday on PHL 17.
Well, on the strength of 3 power play goals, which incidentally tied a club record for the Ottawa Senators. Game ended in a regulation 3-3 tie, and the Flyers had been in this position before during this 6-game losing streak. They lost in overtime to Montreal and San Jose.
Shots in that period, 9 Philadelphia. Game total of 24 for Ottawa, 8. A game total of 32.
I can see the breakdown of the box. You know, it doesn't resemble 4 man up, 4 man back, or 2 man up, 2 man back. And that allowed Ruzicka to take a perfect feed from Lamb. But what Lamb does is he goes towards the Flyers' nets, and nobody challenges him. And that's when he just made that little move to Ruzicka.
The Senators will be going into their 15th overtime game of the some 57 that they've played. They're 4-3-7. While the Flyers will be facing the extra 5 minutes for the 8th time this year. 1 win in Tampa Bay by Deneen. 3 losses, 3 ties. This is the first time that they've ever played the extra 5 against the Senators. One of the players in contemplation is his nominee himself. Well, though the Flyers have only had 4 power plays and the Senators have had 10, the Flyers had a great chance to at least get the keepers out of Ottawa in the last 2 minutes and didn't do much.
Gene, the chances, I think, favor the Flyers, but for some reason or other, the guys just can't put the puck in the net. You know, I remember Brindamore on a 2-on-1. There was a lot of indecision as he went towards the net, and at the last second decided to shoot it, but it went over the net. So, not very confident for sure when they're in the offensive zone.
Kettler in the corner along with Troy Millette, who's seen limited action late in the game. Flyers penetrate. Behind the net to Recchi. He's bumped by Mark Lamb. Recchi back to the point. Settler to Recchi, picked up by Lamb. In front.
shatter. Shattering of the glass, so that will happen from time to time. You hope that all the people sitting along the ringside there are okay.
Now we've got a roller cart to the left. Looks like a peanut sailor just coming in off the beach. He's got his little ladder and his hook and pulley and whatever else.
And Gene, you know that the last 10 games, Ottawa has only won once. They've lost 4 ties. The goals, they scored 21. They've allowed 37, but in that 10-game segment, they got blasted by Calgary 10-0. So in 9 of 10 games, they held the opposition to 4 goals or less, and in 6 of the 10, they held the opposition to 3 or less. So this was another strong performance for Ottawa against the Philadelphia Flyers.
I'm interested to see if he can take that unit out as a piece or whether you're going to have to shatter the rest of it. Eric Lindros is curious as well. Harry Simpson, now everybody's going to get a rest, an extra one. We played just 37 seconds into overtime. The Ottawa lifetime record in 2 years, played a lot of extra. They've won 4 times, lost 9, and tied 11. Philadelphia since 84-85 have tied, won 92 games, have lost 26 in overtime and won 21.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for the Flyers after tonight. I just felt that this certainly has to be a must game. I mean, when you look at the difference of the players on both teams, you've got to win against teams like Ottawa. There they go. Knock it all out.
Plus that safety glass, once it just shatters, there's no way you can really pick it up. Now they're going to have to be doubly careful down there when they scoop it up to make sure they get everything, whatever shards are left. As Gary said, that should be dangerous to anyone skating there. Now out comes another container, barrel, and one V-shaped form carrying another vein of percolite.
Bowling in Ottawa.
Yes. Do you remember playing here in the early 70s when the Flyers had camp here for 2 years? Oh, look at that. A rock band's coming out to entertain. You had such stalwart heroes here as Rick Foley, Joe Watson with his holdout. He wanted $16,000. They'd only give him $15,500. The Bud Boyle told him to get out of here. Instead of just getting out of the building, he went home to Smithers. Boyle wanted to know where he is. What are you doing back at Smithers?
Here's another look at the tying goal. And you can see that the pass was perfect, but Lamb made it possible by going towards the Flyer net. And since he wasn't challenged, he just made a little fake to the left and passed it back to Ruzicka, who had an easy time of it. And that's why if you allow players, doesn't matter the skill level, but if you give them time to do something with the puck, a lot of times those guys are going to make good plays. And Lamb did exactly that.
Boston and Quebec dominating 4-1. Adam Oates, a pair of goals. Brian Smolinski, Cam Stewart. It was Scott Young opening the scoring for Quebec, who haven't been back since. 2,986. The Island who braved the snowstorm, and they lead Buffalo 2-1. McGinnis and Flatley goals around one by Young Odette. That's in the third period. Detroit and Vancouver. Well, Detroit went off 2-0, led 3-2. Then Pavel Bure 30th. Jimmy Carson second of the night. Clip Ronning and then Murray Craven. And then it's 6-3 for Vancouver. That's in the third period at Detroit, where the Flyers will play Friday night. And another shootout at St. Louis. The Blues 4 and Winnipeg 3. That game in the second period. I'll make it 5-3. We have one other game. San Jose is at Sacramento against Chicago. Up, we've got a final on that, Gary. It is Vancouver 6 at Detroit 3, so that break home loss by the same score. It happened on Friday in Pittsburgh, and Boston now has officially defeated Quebec 6-1. Islanders 3 and Buffalo 1, and that's in the third period. It looks like we're set to go. We'll reiterate. Wilkie scored in the first 2 minutes of the game on his first shift, his first shot in the National League. 10 power plays tonight for Ottawa. It's only the second time in the 2-year history of the club they've had as many. The last time it happened November 22nd in a loss at Buffalo 5-2.
Well, with this delay, it gives you the opportunity of putting out the Lindros line again. You know, the Flyers have 4 players that are averaging a point a game. The top team in the National Hockey League are the Red Wings. They have 5, so the Flyers are tied for second.
Redberg with 2. Lindros, Recchi, Yuskevich, and Yelly. Lauer on the right, Lamb on the left. Centering is Moiselet. And Rummel on one side defensively. And on the other they go Gordy Deneen. 4:15 left in the period. You would think that the Senators have no reason to play for a tie or to play cozy, so there's no reason why they should go all out, win or lose it. In the position they're in there's 9 wins. Now there was a tackle in that corner by Yuskevich as Lindros brings it up to Ruzicka has been the star. A goal and 2 assists. Into the corner. Flyers center it. Taken off by Galley, a shot. That wasn't cleanly on. You have to give credit to Ottawa tonight. They really have. Redberg couldn't find the handle. There's an ice, and that's not what Lauer wanted. The number of shots Flyers have had 25, but they've had so many that were screened or blocked or deflected. They've done a good job in front of their netminder.
We had a lot of close-in chances, and Maitland really has played a solid game. Certainly has fared better than Billington has against the Philadelphia Flyers. Of course, this game isn't over yet, but here's the way the goaltender sees it. He makes the first save, and once he's down and out, the Flyers just can't get a hold of that rebound.
And as Puckhead watches,
Those things just crack me up. Puckhead. Moronic, Deneen, Brindamore, Racine with the puck, and Zettler. Toward the net. There's Deneen with a shot. Flat on his face. Basically kept that one away. Yashin at center ice, surrounded by 4 Flyers. Breaks the 3 to Lamb. High puck. Himself drops down to Zettler around to Brindamore. And out they look for Deneen at center. McIver to Ruzicka. Now the Senators are playing as if they don't want to lose the tie. Brindamore's got a step. Deneen, shot, save. Brindamore held off. Holds it in front. Brindamore was well timed out by McAwee. The puck went in, the left one on or well after the whistle.
The Flyers are playing their best hockey here in sudden death overtime.
as they've really gone to the attack, and as you said, it looks like Ottawa's trying not to lose. It doesn't look like they're trying to win the game. They'd be satisfied with a tie.
And you can see the dump out in front, and Deneen follows up. The whistle had already gone, but he managed to poke it behind mainly.
I think Marawelli's gone over there just to tell him officially there was no goal. And the reason that the whistle had gone, I think you're supposed to do that, even though it was obvious.
9 wins this year for the Ottawa Senators, and you wonder what their attitude is like. shift. That'll be interesting to see if that's a even up both penalty or both players drawing penalties, and I'm sure it is. Turgeon already heading for the players box, and Dmitry Yuskevich will also be told to go to the dressing room.
Yuskevich, 74 minutes on the air. Turgeon, his third penalty of the night. Uncharacteristic.
Flyers win this draw. This will mark the 5th tie in the last 11 games for the Ottawa Senators. Yuskevich. I know how he feels having the flu and have to go out there and perform. He's played a strong game.
We'll make a note that you stay tuned right after the hockey game. Real stories of the Highway Patrol will be coming your way on PHL 17. We've got 4.8 seconds left. The penalties in the game now are 20, 13 to Philadelphia. But the power play's been the story of the night. Flyers 0 for 4, Ottawa 3 for 10. And so the losing streak might be over, but the winless string ups to 7. And the Flyers now face, over a 4-day period, Florida on Thursday, Detroit there Saturday and Sunday afternoon home to Pittsburgh.
Doesn't get any easier, does it?
The Flyers have to win this draw right now.
Again, let's have another look at Yuskevich and Turgeon, and then Galley coming in against McBain. So some good hitting as we come close to the sudden death overtime. Ottawa, they still have Flyer laying the groundwork for a play.
You know what I do? Shoot the wad. You've got 4.8 seconds left. Pull the goaltender and go 5 on 4. Why not? You're 9, 40, and 7. Where are you going?
Well, it would be a conversation piece if they score a goal or have one scored against, that's for sure.
But the way they've been dominant on faceoffs, the Flyers would have to win it and gun it right down the ice. McBain, McElwain, Lamb, Yashin. Forwards out there. Philadelphia, Zettler, Lindros, Kelly, and Brendan. Big face-off. And the Flyers win it. That's pretty much the story of the game as Galley will wind it up on the near side. And so it got a little better, but not much for Philadelphia. From Ottawa. The Flyers 3 and the Ottawa Senators 3. You've been watching NHL on PHL 17.
You know why your Quality Plus Ford dealer is the Truck Authority? Motor Trend says the Ford Ranger is bad news for the competition. Surveys prove Ranger beat the competition in overall quality. 83% of Ranger owners are more than satisfied with Ranger's quality. Plus, Ranger comes with 24-hour roadside service. It's the #1 compact pickup for 7 years straight. With $1,300 total savings, it's everybody's favorite little bad boy. That's why your Quality Plus Ford dealer is the Truck Authority.
Dear Midas, after getting an outrageous estimate at my dealer, I came back to your shop. Your mechanics,
John, Jim, Ron, Robert,
gave me a free estimate, stayed late to finish the job, and even pointed out that my brake pads were under warranty, saving me a lot. I was so thankful for not being taken advantage of. I bought them all lunch the next day. Thank you, Sarah Ocko.
Hey! What? I don't think it's gonna fit the billboard.
Gotta fit.
Presenting McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese, with 2 juicy quarter pound patties of beef.
Okay, it fits.
Where are you gonna put the fries and the Coke?
The what?
With large golden fries and a medium Coke, it's our new double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
Okay, fit.
Now where are you gonna put the arches?
The what?
What you want is what you
The
get.
double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
At McDonald's today.
Tonight's Flyers game has been brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this? By your local McDonald's restaurant. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today. By your local Chevrolet Geo dealer who invites you to see all the new Chevy cars for 1994. By Pepsi. Be young, have fun, drink Pepsi. By Meridian Bank, the official bank of the Flyers. And by Texaco System 3 gasoline. In every grade, System 3 helps make a difference in your
offering all-new low Liberty fares between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh on 15 daily flights. U.S. Air begins with you.
All right, there's Super Bowl number 24 right there. Nice pop, a little too late. I'll tell you what, Dennis, you go to the scoreboard. That's got to rank, well, Dennis, that's got to rank as maybe the low light of your career, 55 to 10. And why is it that you're near every picture when they go in the end zone?
That touchdown right before there was just one of the few plays where I wasn't involved.
Yeah, right.
This was another one. That was definitely the low point in my career, you know, that game, because
credentials for
Hi, I'm Jim Palmer.
Seems like they both things like the other way around.
But they're very happy, my parents, because I married an amazing woman. I married Gloria Estefan. She's amazing. No, that's not true. I married, my wife's a saint. I married Roger Moore. That's who I married. She wears a black turtleneck and does spy scenes all day long at home. No, she is, I call my wife Donnie, because she shaved her head and she wears a diaper and she looms all day long.
And that gives her the motive to kill him. Well, how did she know Nilsson found out if it happened? He was he probably asked her. She'd have to be nuttier than a 20-pound Christmas fruitcake. She's not the one who